Okay, it is Dragon's Day, and I am incredibly excited about this because I am in my van here, and we are soon going to be getting together with a bunch of other local players. And we're going to go out and catch a whole pile of dragons, massive XP, lots of fun. Let's do this. Oh my word, what a day. Oh, wow, that was a ton of fun. Now, it was my intention to have this whole beautiful video with the experiences and everything that was going on and people being surprised and happy and showing their phones and that type of thing. The only problem was, after completing the 3 hours of Dragon's Day, I realized that I was so excited that I forgot to turn the camera on. So this whole time I was happy and excited. I was showing some things to the camera and I was working through that. But I don't have any footage of actual in Dragon's Day. I have a few pictures that I shot. But what I really wanted to do is, rather than talking about the experience, because everyone had a great time and most people across the world had a fairly similar experience. What I want to talk about is what we can learn from this, what can we expect in the future, as well as what is happening in the game around this and what has this changed. Now, my Dragon's Day was, I brought my van to a local shopping center and I put the call out to all of the local players and invited them to come all and join me in the van. There were 2 others who showed up, and so the 3 of us were hopping around the parking lot. And so we'd be in the parking lot and we'd drive, 100 feet, go to another parking space, and suddenly there'd be 5 more dragons that would pop up. And then we would drive another 100 feet and there'd be 5 more dragons that would pop up. And it was just constant. It was phenomenal. I ended up catching 196 dragons in a 3-hour window, and I probably could have caught more if I wasn't actually the one driving, so that was a really good time. All told, that was almost 250,000 XP. Whoa! I had 360,000 in all of FanFest, but for this 3-hour window, 250,000. That was enough to take me out of level 37 into 38 and almost all the way to 39. That was an incredible time to have it for the day. On top of that, we prestiged the oddities page, I think it was like 22, 25 times. And so with that comes a lot of scrolls. And so I've already spent all those scrolls. Things that worked and didn't work. Number 1, I was able to use the new tonic, and that actually did spawn dragons. Over the course of the 3 hours, I probably brought in another 5 to 6, somewhere in that range, that we had the little tonic symbols around it. So that does work, and it does spawn dragons. Also, many people out there were using dark detectors, and those were also spawning dragons. Dark detectors really aren't the best way because you have to stay around the inn, and the best way to get more dragons is to continually keep moving. One of the interesting things about dark detectors is if you start the dark detector just before the end of the time, it will continue to spawn dragons after it has actually ended. So if you finish the 3-hour window, you'll still be getting a few more dragons after that. And I know quite a few people stuck around a dark detector to get those last few dragons as they came out. The spawn rates were directly connected with the normal spawn rates of a location. So if you're in a location that regularly has a lot of spawns happening, even if it is in a flagged zone, you will still be getting more dragons there. So usually go to the place that provides the most spawns and you'll be finding the most dragons there. Now, all this information is great for this particular event, and I think that this is kind of the format that we will see happening in the future for other similar events. I expect to see dragons pop up from time to time as rewards for one thing or another, as this is a great way to then work on prestiging the page, but it should be something that's very special, something that happens only 2 to 4 times a year, if that. So keep this all in mind and figure out what works for you. And I really like the method we had of having the van and everyone in there. It just made it very easy, and that way everyone could be looking around and saying, ooh, I see something over there, ooh, I see something over there. And that brings the whole group together, and plus you're all sharing in the same enjoyment of seeing things pop up. It is an incredibly fun time. There are a few things as amazing as driving 100 feet and seeing 5 to 7 dragons suddenly pop up, and then driving another 100 feet and another 5 to 7 dragons pop up. That was just incredibly fun. That was something we didn't get to see at FanFest. There were a lot of other spawns. Here it was just red flares constantly. And that was one of the cool things about being in the Americas and Greenland, is we got both of the emergency spawns, so every single dragon was worth 1,250 XP at this point. That was really nice. So now dragons are officially available everywhere, so you'll be able to find your regional dragon now in the wild. But the big question is, they are oddities. So do they spawn at particular times of the day? Do they spawn with different weather conditions? What is their mechanic? Do they spawn all the time in all conditions? Or are there specific places where you can hunt them down? And so this is what I want to start doing some research on. I have a link down below in the description where you can actually go and fill out this questionnaire. So if you do find a dragon in the wild, please fill this out for every dragon you find. What type of dragon did you find? What was the time of day? Day, dusk, night, dawn? And what was the weather condition? I want to see if any of these variables occur. Are all of the dragons popping up with the same mechanic? Do they have different mechanics for each one? This is the type of information we need to get. So please help me fill out this. The more people who can get on this, the better. Keep an eye out for them dragons, and let's get all the information we can. Also, the new foundables that are on the moving staircase page are now available. So you can go out there and get the 4 founders of Hogwarts, as well as the wild boar is readily available in fortress battles. It's been there for a while, but now it's official. Also, there's a bit of a conspiracy theory coming out that I thought I'd make you all aware. I just saw on Twitter, posted by Gareth Wilford. He found that if you look at the daily treasures, there is a mystery box on Friday. That's not particularly odd, but that is a Friday the 13th, which is also the full moon. This could get interesting. So this was an absolute success for me, and everyone I've talked to says this was phenomenal. Most people out there were able to catch a serious amount of dragons in a short period of time. And a lot of fun, and I'm hoping they do something like this in the future because it really worked out well. This was a great way to get the community together and have a lot of fun in doing so. Now, because this is a lessons learned video, I do want to hear your thoughts. What did you like? What didn't you like? What are your thoughts for future days like this? Is this something that should happen quite a bit? Please let me know your thoughts down below. As well as if you'd like to make it official, there is a questionnaire put out by the Hub. And this is just a quick way to leave feedback about the Day of Dragons. And I can guarantee you the powers that be will see this and they will be looking at the results for it. So definitely fill this out and let everyone know what your thoughts were. So I'm leaving both of those questionnaires down in the description below. Please fill them out. The more information we can get together, the better we will be for the future. I think that'll about do it for today. This has been an incredibly fun day, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do from here on out. So yeah, stay tuned. I will be bringing the news as soon as it happens. I hope you did like the video. If you did, please let me know down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Those really do help out the channel. So that's about it for now. And until next time, have a magical day. It's time for a chocolate frog. I mean a chocolate creature. Oh, stink. I don't have anything to open.